as long as you don't crash, you'll have a great time. What's cracking, my fellow travelers? Today I'm going to be talking to you about the Thakhek Loop, or as I like to call it, the most fun you can have on two wheels in Laos. The ingredients that make up the Thakhek Loop are 4 days of solid riding, questionably maintained motorbikes, barely competent riders, and that's being pretty generous, completely unpredictable weather, really no traffic laws to speak of, like, at all, and very poorly maintained roads. Like, all you really have to worry about is, well, everything. Like, you might die. But just because the Thakhek Loop sounds like an endless road of potential disasters, don't let that deter you from the fact that it's totally awesome. Real talk, guys, this shit is just so much fun. Like, if you can get a good, solid group of friends together, and you're all just racing through the Laotian countryside, Laotian countryside, I think that's right, whatever. Anyways, a key ingredient to any good and memorable road trip is having a solid group of friends, so make sure you hit the road with a bunch of different people. That way it'll keep things interesting, and just in case you do crash, I mean, that way you don't have to worry about dying alone in a ditch or anything like that. Also, the scenery is really, really pretty. The real show stealer here, though, guys, are the shitty bikes. Like, these little disasters on wheels really have no business tackling any of the roads that you come across. Like, there's gonna be points where you, like, almost feel like you're doing something wrong because you are so ill-equipped for the task at hand. There's one, like, giant hill in particular that's just this giant mound of thick, wet, red mud, and it's really just demanding off-road, like, conditions. And you'll just sit there thinking to yourself, like, man, I'm gonna need some serious horsepower to climb this thing. And then you'll just mount up on your tiny little motorbike that sounds like a drowning bumblebee and just... Speaking of shitty bikes, a fun game to play while you're on the road is to take bets on whose bike is gonna break down next. Like, in my group of 6 friends, our breakdowns included a flat tire, a chain fell off, the plastic plating on the front of the bike just flew off, my headlight didn't even work, and our one friend that actually got, like, a real motorbike, his clutch cable totally broke, but that wasn't a really big deal because the half an hour of labor and parts that it took to replace that set him back, and now, brace yourself, a whole $1. Because unlike most Westerners, including myself, the people of Laos are super resourceful and incredibly self-sufficient. So, like, even if you break down on the side of the road, the first local that you come across will probably be able to help you out, especially if you have a couple bucks lying around, which, if we're being honest, you should definitely have. And I know the whole bikes breaking down thing probably sounds scary, but you don't really have to worry about that too much. Your main concern should be you. If you plan on taking this trip and enjoying it to its full potential, it's important that this is not your first time operating a motorbike in Laos or really Southeast Asia. Because chances are when you first get to the small town of Thakhek, you will probably see at least one Westerner that looks like they're on their way to, like, a Halloween party dressed up as a mummy. But I can assure you that's not the case. King Tut over there just ate shit, and you don't want to be that guy. But to be fair, most people leave Southeast Asia with some story or scar about crashing a motorbike of some sort, including yours truly. So, I mean, really, you don't have that much to worry about. So, final thoughts. As far as I'm concerned, the Thakhek Loop is an essential part of any trip to Laos, and I highly recommend that you check it out. That being said, if you die in a motorbike crash, not my fault. Not my fault.